flames in the chat. Drop some sevens in the chat if you're ready to get some real serious information tonight. We'll see who's paying attention, who's excited, who's been anticipating this epic call we're doing right now. You guys are going to get some incredible value with one of the best products our company has to offer. It's actually our day one product. So let's see who's ready to rock and roll, get this information. I see the sevens. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. So again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lawrence Young out of Detroit, Michigan. I have the awesome responsibility of sharing really one of our incredible tools that we have to offer that, we really started as our day one product many years ago, a little bit over 4 years ago that I started. And, I use this product just about every day. But when I say I know how to use this tool, this gentleman is like, Yoda to Luke Skywalker. I mean, he's like the Jedi Knight of this information, and he knows, he really promotes it and teaches us. Well, as a matter of fact, I was really trying to maybe get him on as one of our IM educators because he's so masterful with some of the things he does. But without further ado, let me get out of the way. He's a good friend of mine. I met Mr. Benny Allen about 3 years ago. This gentleman here was, he's a dean of a college, doing some great things, and he'd already knew how to trade, but he fell in love with the platform the IM Mastery Academy had to provide, and he just became a real student. And he serves a lot with our Detroit team, giving us added value, training, et cetera, because he's very masterful in these charts. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, before he joined our company, I think he had spent like $14,000 to $15,000 to kind of learn trading. And when he saw our platform, he was just blown away. So let's, everyone, grab your notebook, watch this, pay attention. This will be recorded, so I'll make sure it gets out to everybody who wants to see the recording. So let's introduce my good friend, my good brother from Detroit, Michigan, Mr. Benny Allen. Benny, are you there, my friend?
I am here. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. Young?
Hey, loud and clear, my friend. The floor is yours, man. Take it away.
I appreciate it. Look, I have to tell you, I am flat out excited to be here. I'm flat out excited to partner up with you again. It's been quite some time, and I really appreciate this opportunity to spend some time with the team. I met you way back. I think it was, was it late, like mid 2015 or so, or something like that? We met and we had an event in Pontiac, Michigan, and then we spent some time at the casino later on that night eating dinner. And I knew from day one, like, this man is serious, like, no joke. It wasn't like the other professionals that I had met in this industry before. And I really appreciate you for, sticking by my side through all of these years now. You and Miss Tamara Young, I really appreciate the support. Always send me a message, hey, how everything's going? How's the family? Your leadership is man, just on a whole nother level. And I really appreciate the love and the support, Mr. Young. I cannot say it enough. And again, it's an honor to be on here tonight with the team and this platform that you guys have worked so hard to build over the years. I've watched you guys persevere, year after year after year to build this empire. So much respect to you and Chairman Young and the rest of the team for sure. So tonight, I'm going to talk to you guys about the Harmonic scanner, which is the original Model T, the original product for iMarkets Live that was developed by one of my mentors, Mr. Christopher Terry himself. And it is really for somebody who is just starting out trading. I know it can look intimidating when you first turn it on, but it is a really simple tool, and it gives you everything that you need as far as a trade setup. There is no higher time frame analysis required. It is very, very, very simple because the algorithm has done all of the work for you. You just have to learn some simple trade setup and entry skills, which you got from the 100 series to the 400 series. Our educational platform is second to none. I've been doing this for over 6 years. I am a trade fanatic, so I've been on several other platforms. I've been on some of the platforms of a lot of the YouTube gurus. And when I tell you, trust me, and take notes on this. It is hard I've been in those platforms, in those trade rooms, that you pay a lot of money to enter, you get the free trials, you go in, you listen. A lot of them struggle to make 100 pips a week. I don't know, drop a 1 in the chat if you understand what I just said. Like they struggle to do that. And I'm speaking from experience, from being on a lot of those platforms. like Mr. Young said, I went to a trade school that was very, very expensive. I learned a lot of great things, but the money I paid was for like 12 lessons. There was no software, there was no system. And in order to be successful in the Forex market, you and I had to only have the education, but you had to have the proper system, and then you have to have the right community, because community is everything, because trading is a challenge and trading can be lonely sitting in front of your computer. So you get all of those things rolled up into one. I paid over $14,000 for a program that I got 12 lessons. It was like good luck, right? So I hope you guys understand the power and the platform that we have, which is why you keep seeing this company just 10x over and over and over again. It's come such a long way since 2015 when I first got in. And I'm pretty sure in the future, I know Mr. Cherry and the staff and Chairman Young and everybody, they're always meeting and planning. So I'm pretty sure that there's more to come. But with that being said, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna share my screen, and I always like to begin with the end in mind. I think that's very, 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 very important. So I'm gonna share something with you guys real quick. And I'm just gonna go from the current slide. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Drop me a 2 if everybody can see my screen. I just want to make sure I'm functioning good here.
Yes, we can see it.
You can see it? Okay, thanks, Chairman Young. Okay, so now disclaimer, past profits don't guarantee future results, but this is when I initially started out in the Forex market. One of my mentors gave this to me, so I'm going to pass this on to you because a lot of times people talk about having a trade strategy, but do you have a financial strategy? Do you have a profit plan? And I think a lot of times if people would have this, I think that they would understand risk management better and understand how money compounds. And this profit plan is pretty aggressive. But I'm gonna show you the power. I'm leading all this to the power of the harmonic scanner to show you what you can accomplish with this harmonic scanner, because it's the same harmonic scanner that has me right now destroying a prop firm contest, destroying it. And they're trying to figure out what my edge is, and my edge is the scanner. So I'm gonna show you guys this real quick. So here you have an initial investment of $500. So you see up here to the left, you have an initial investment of $500. Don't worry about the weekly total investment, because that's dealing with the brokers and what they actually hold in transactions. And you guys are going to learn that as you go through the academy. But this trade, this starts out with $1 a pip, $1, one mini lot, okay? And it's at 100 pips per week, right? Now, remember I told you a lot of people struggle to make 100 pips per week. So what I want you to do is look down this list, right? First 5 weeks, and you see that you're trading at $1 per pip, just $1, right? At 100 pips per week, it's getting you $100 in income. Okay, so what this is called, when you look at the amount per pip over the first 5 weeks, that's called a fixed lot size, okay, as opposed to a variable, right? And you're going to learn all that. But if I'm just trading at $1 per pip at 100 pips per week, in week 6, I've now more than doubled that account. I've more than doubled that account. Now, drop me a 3 in the chat if you can see that we more than doubled this account in 6 weeks. And drop me a 3 if you think that that's pretty good. Okay. So now look at week 6 through 11. And now look at what you're trading per pip. Now we're up to $2 per pip. And this is key. I want everybody to focus in on this, okay? Because this is what's really going to help you as a new and beginning trader, and even a veteran who may be struggling finding consistency right now. So we're now up to $2 a pip, but you see that there's only 100 pips per week still. Can everybody see that? This is the power of compounding. Now I'm making $200 a week. Look at what we're doing weeks 11 through 14 through 16. Can everybody see that? And I hope what everybody's seeing in this is the consistency, the steady accumulation of your money. Your bank's not doing that for you. Your job's not doing that for you. See, I do consulting work. And one of the things that we do is we go into organizations and they have leadership problems, they have management problems, they have morale problems, and we go in and we solve their problems. And one of the issues that we find is that everything in the workforce, your regular 9 to 5, is moving towards performance, 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 right? We want everybody to perform. I even hear clients say in leadership, we want them to run this like it's their own business. But the problem is that the performance platform that they put together as far as the production they want does not match what they actually pay. There's not a level playing field. They want more production, but they don't want to pay you accordingly. See, this is a game in the Forex market where if you perform well, you're going to get paid. And when I talk about perform well, I'm not even talking about winning 50% of your trades, right? So you can see here that it doubles. Look at it double on itself, right? Weeks 11 through 16 at $4 a pip, still just 100 pips, okay? Now you can even say, right, and you're gonna see the power of the scanner, which is where all of this is going. You could go back up to week 1 and say, you know what, I don't wanna trade at $1 a pip, I wanna trade at 50 cents a pip. Well, you know what you do? You set your goal for 200 pips a week, and you're running at 200 pips a week. See, and that's the power of the education of I Am Mastery Academy, is that we're going to teach you how to master catching those little things, those fractions of a penny called pips. That's the game, baby, catching those pips. And that's what we're masters at teaching people how to do that. Not only do it once or twice, but do it consistently. Now, I'm gonna click through this here for the sake of time. And look at week 36. Same 100 pips. Right? Any light bulbs going off? Drop me a 6 in the chat if everybody sees how this is compounded. Right? So if you get in your back office and get your education and get on Go Live TV, which is the Netflix for trading, the Sports Center for trading, if you spend the time and put the time in, you are literally going to learn how to compound your money. And the more you learn how to catch pips, the less risk you have to take. I hope everybody is seeing that. The more you can catch pips, the less risk you have to take, right? So that's why this skill is important. You are literally training to legally print money. That's what I like to say. Now, let's go to weeks 45. Does everybody see this? Same 100 pips. Compounding. So the next time you jump on the charts and you got that $1,000 account and you want to trade at a standard, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this. Now, let me get off of this and go to the scanner. Okay. Coach Young, can you see my screen? Is the scanner up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's move on to the powerful harmonic scanner. The harmonic scanner is an algorithm that's going to show you high probability trade setups in the Forex market. These are setups that a lot of traders on their own struggle to find at times, especially during periods of what we call consolidation, right? The scanner is going to scan this market for you 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So when the Forex market is open, the scanner is up and running. And this is brilliant because when I did my research over the years, this is what a lot of Forex professionals like Mr. Christopher Terry, this is what they'll do. Hey, I'm great at this. I'm an expert at this now. What if I could create a computer algorithm, work with a programmer to think like I do and find the trade setups in the market? You can do your research. A lot of them use algorithms modeled on how they think, how they find setups in the market. So you literally are looking at a computer algorithm that is going to work for you day and night to find you these setups. Now, one of the things that a lot of new traders, the mistakes that they make is they think that the more you trade, the more money you make. That is not true. That is not true. the more you trade, the more money you make. That is not true. There's times where I might place 3 or 4 trades a week and make 500 and 600 pips in the market with no problem. And the reason is because of this. This is the scanner. So the first thing I'm going to show you is that this system is very, 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 very easy. If you shut this off and you had all the drawn tools, this is a regular naked chart. Where the scanner comes in is that the Forex market is a market that is very simplistic. Why? Because it is $6.3 trillion traded a day. It is very liquid. It is very flexible. There's always buyers and sellers. But because of the volume in the Forex market, it has a high percentage of frequently repeatable patterns. Please understand that. The patterns are repeatable in the Forex market. I know a lot of you have heard that the market does the same thing over and over again, because it does. Because it does. And so the scanner is constantly scanning the market to find these patterns. So you don't have to, listen to me, you don't have to. Now you're going to work your way through the 100 series, all the way through the 400 series. I hope you guys are there studying hard. It is the best platform in Forex, the best platform. Trust me, I know I'm not saying it because I've been a part for so long, but it's because I've seen a lot of other systems. The value that you get, the amount of videos that you get, and the education that you're getting a degree in Forex. Don't let nobody tell you different. Now, so this is very, very simple. We're looking for those high probability reversal setups. It found it for us. I didn't have to do time frame analysis on a monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour. I didn't have to do any of that. It did it. And what it found here is this is the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen on a 1-hour chart. It said, hey, this price has been going north. Price has been pushing to the upside. Now price is set to reverse. Historically, this is when the sellers are coming into the market and selling. You should think about selling. Okay? So when you see the green line at the top, it is a sell. So when you see the green and the red line at the top, it is a sell. When you see the green line and the red line at the bottom, you are looking to buy. The scanner is telling you that the market is going up. It is very, 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 very simple. Green and red at the top, sell. Green and red at the bottom, buy. Okay? And it even tells you, here's my entry, here's my stop, because if you're going to play around in the Forex market, you have to know, disclaimer, disclaimer, if you didn't know, that you will lose some trades. But this good thing about this scanner is that it sets you up so sweet with your risk to reward that you do not have to make and win every trade to make money. If I'm only risking $20 for every 60 that I win, I only have to win 3 out of 10 trades to make money. Drop me a 1 in the chat if everybody understands that, the power of risk management. Awesome. So what I am telling you is that there are only a few things that you are responsible for. It's already protecting your backside with the stop. It's giving you these lines right here, these TPs, that means take profit. It's giving you these take profit coordinates right here and showing you exactly where you should be thinking to take profit. Very, 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 very simple. So all you have to do is say, okay, I'm gonna learn a couple entry techniques that can give me the edge. So even though this scanner is even 75, 80% accurate on the trades, which is unbelievable, right? I'm gonna gain an extra edge. And that's what all these different strategies, all this stuff, all these crossovers and all of these blue line crossing off the red line, all of this stuff is really just surrounding around, how do I gain an extra edge? How do I win a higher percentage of my trades? But the scanner already does a superb job at winning a higher percentage of most of the trades anyway, right? So this is all about just gaining an extra edge. But the bottom line is that the scanner is simple. Everything is already built in. If you've been trading for a while and you've been going through the academy and you're learning about Elliott Wave, if you're learning about Fibonacci, it's there already. It's already programmed in. And I'm not going to go into detail about that tonight, But what I would definitely like to do is for us to get together, you know, more often, and then we can go step by step and kind of like just slowly, gradually move people into exactly, you know, everything that I'm doing to gain the edge. Again, like this instrument right here has me right now blowing away a prop firm contest, destroying it, destroying the contest because of the accuracy of this scanner. So here's the tips that I'm going to give you guys tonight on this. And this is something that I want you all to take a look at to really get your eyes trained on the market. Okay. There is take notes. There is a 5-candle combination that we look for that's going to help us enter trades. Write that down. A 5-candle combination. And this is going to be the first part of what I'm going to teach you guys tonight. Okay. Don't want to overwhelm anybody. Just want to show you, walk you through step by step, and to totally build this out for you guys. Okay. Can everybody see where this D point is? Drop me a D in the chat if everybody sees this D point that's right at the entry. Okay, cool. Everybody sees it. Now look, anytime price is setting up to reverse, okay, in the market works in what we call highs and lows. Okay, and for you people just getting in and you're in your 100 series, you're going to talk about support and resistance. And I'm going to show you the foundation of what establishes support and resistance. Now, I know you guys hear all the time, the market formed a high, the market formed a low. What I'm going to show you tonight, and this is going to be key to your entry, is what constitutes a high and what constitutes a low. Okay, so here we have this candle, this long blue candle. Okay, and you see that like that high wick right there. Okay, now I want you to follow after me. 1 candle to the left, 2 candles to the left. You see this? You got 2 candles to the left of this center candle, and they're lower than this center candle. Okay, now over here you got 2 candles, 1 candle to the right, 2 candles to the right. Can everybody see that? Drop me a Y in the chat if everybody can see that formation. Yes. Okay. So you guys see it. This is what constitutes what we call a swing high. A swing high. Okay. So when a market forms a high of resistance, it's really going to solidify itself as a level of resistance when you have a center candle and you have 2 candles to the left and 2 candles to the right that are lower than that center candle. Does everybody see that? All right. I want to walk you through this slowly. Okay. Because if you can start to see this, you can start to do a lot of damage in this market. Okay. Let's scroll here. Okay. Let's talk about a low. Okay. Get your eyes trained. Look. You see this right here? You have a center candle. That's the low. You have 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right that are higher than this center low. Can everybody see that? Drop me a 1 in the chat. I got to make sure everybody is following me. Okay. That is what constitutes a low. This can save you from a lot of problems in this market. Look, if this candle, right, you got 1 candle. If this candle closes lower than this lowest candle, you do not have a low. You do not have a low, right? So you have to know that. So this is what I want you guys to do. Because a lot of times when I talk to people out the market, they say, oh, I entered a trade and it went through the stop. Well, that's going to happen sometime, but I'm going to show you something that's going to give you an edge. All right. Whenever you get to an entry and it's saying it's a sell, and we know sometimes it'll call the sell and it's not at the entry yet, we want to try to let it make sure that it gets to that entry, right? So rule number one, let's make sure that that price and that candle gets to that entry as close as possible. It might run through it, okay? But we are not going to look to make a move on the trade until the market forms a swing high. So in this case right here, I'm not even thinking about getting into this trade until the second candle right here closes. Look, center candle, 2 candles to the left, you're automatically gonna have that. And 2 candles to the right. Once that candle closed, look at the price. You see how it fell off? Because the market formed a high, okay? So these are just signs that you need to be looking for in the market. Now, let's go back for everybody who's new and for those who have been on board and might be a little bit inconsistent and have not used the scanner. Listen, this trade was called.
Benny can ever use on the 15-minute chart too.
What'd you say? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Any time frame. And when we like when we do this more often, Coach John, I'm gonna show you guys some things with it. Any time frame, you want to look for the market to form a high, right, or a low if you're buying. So look, you can scroll through this chart. If I take this off, right, and you go look, you see that low? Look at it. Look, can't make it up. The market is nothing but the buying and selling habits of people, banks, and institutions, right? And as humans, we all have what? Behaviors. And we all have habits. And they form what? Patterns. Okay? So anytime the market, look, see this? Look, center, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. That formed a low. So if this red candle here, let me blow it up a little bit, would have come down and taken out this low, it's a downward continuation, right? So these are just signals from the market, right? Look, see my blue candle, that low? Even though that's a bullish candle, you see the low? 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. The market moved, right? Now, what I want you guys to do is practice tonight on your charts, whether you're using MT4 or whatever, and look for your highs and your lows, because this is what we all know about support and resistance, but what creates the support and the resistance? See, the market is like a set of lungs, right? It expands and it contracts. It expands and it contracts, right? So look, here's the high. Look, 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. There's your high. Market drops, right? Okay, so let's take it back to the beginning. Now, if we think about that chart that I showed you guys, right? Think about that chart that I showed you guys at 100 pips per week, all right? 100 pips per week. See, one of the things about being a great trader, one of the #1 skills that you have to have is patience and the ability to sit on your hands and wait for the setup, right? We always think that we have to be in a trade. But look at this trade setup, right? If you take it, we'll go from entry and just look at the original setup. The original setup, the first TP, was close to 70 pips. Think about that. Think about the profit plan that I showed you. The second TP is 113 pips. If you were trading at a mini lot, you hit your 100 pips, and you made your $100 for the week in one trade. Now, if you think that's powerful, drop me an 8 in the chat if you think that's powerful. See, but a lot of times, people don't put the 2 and 2 together. That's why I started out with what? We begin with the end in mind, right? So you might be sitting up here thinking, oh, I only made $100 this week. I only made $150 this week. But that money is compounding. So then if you throw on top of that, hey, every time I get paid, I'm not going to pull money out of my account. I'm gonna put $50, $100 in an account. Matter of fact, every time I have a great trading week, I'm gonna throw some money. If I have a great trading day, if I make my goal my weekly goal on in one trade in 2 days out of the week, I'm going to pay myself. I'm my own economy. You have to switch the way you think, because in order for this money to compound and for this to pay off for you, you want to leave that money in there, reward yourself every now and again, but you ultimately want that money to compound. So a lot of people think that it's impossible to build take a small amount of money and build it, but it's really because when they look in the mirror, they lack the discipline. Flat out, plain and simple. I'm really a straight shooter, right? I don't really mess around and sell a lot of fluff, right? So this trade went all the way to take profit 3. Okay, that's 184 pips. Okay, so let's do the math on it. Let's say, and I'm gonna show you guys a little trick. What I do is I split my trades up. And there's people that a lot of what I'm telling you is nothing new under the sun. When you talk about our I Am Mastery Academy educators, you're talking about the best in the business, okay? So a lot of this, they're gonna tell you the same thing. It's just a matter of whether or not you're listening or not, okay? So if what I'll do is, say I want to trade at a 1 mini lot, I'll split that up into 3 30-cent trades. So I'm not even at $1. I'm at 3 30-cent trades. Okay, think about this. So if I put in 3 30-cent orders, I get in the trade. Okay, that just went 69 pips. Okay, first take profit, first order done, right? Because I'm gonna set my take profits up on the 3 orders at each take profit level. So the 69 pips times 30 cents. You just made $20 off that trade. That's 20 bucks, right? The second trade is 115 pips. So I'm gonna take 30 cents times 115 pips. That's $34. Trade goes to TP3, my third trade. Okay, and you'll learn in the academy how to move your stops and do all of that. I'm not gonna get in that tonight, but I'm just showing you the power of this tool. That's 183 pips. So 183 pips times 30 cents is $54.90 plus 34 plus $20. You just made $108 off of 30 cents. Where else you gonna do that? If anybody know, please tell me. Hey, you can do that consistently off of a 30-cent trade. But I know people with $500 accounts trading standards. What sense does that make? Stop it if you're doing it. Because you ought to want to be disciplined with this system. It's doing all the work for you. It's doing all the work for you, right? So we're gonna wait for this market to form a high on this particular trade in the sell. We like to see that market form a high. Say, for example, this second candle hit that first take profit, move on to the next trade. Do you see all of these setups here that come in, right? Wait for the next trade setup. Don't jump into trades and go outside your trade plan, right? So the main thing you want to do is you want to look for a high, okay? What we call a swing high. Now, the second element that you want to add, which I'll show you an educator here in a minute that is an expert at this, that's in IML, right? In IM Mastery. You take this and you draw a trend line, okay? Like so, okay? You could draw your trend line, and then you could draw your inner trend line off of that, okay? So here's your outer trend line. You could draw an inner trend line. Here's my inner trend line coming off of this, like this, okay? You could draw your inner trend line because you want it to reflect and draw off of the high point. Forgive me, I use another trading software, so I'm kind of rusty at my trading view skills. But so now, not only do I have a high that formed at the entry, and then, for example, I have a trend line break. So now my trend line has broken, and look at the price, right? So let's go through, okay? Let's find a Euro NZD. This is one I'll show you guys how to get in, but you can see right here, right? This is a perfect example of one that missed. And as we go through some weeks, I'll show you guys exactly how to play this deal. Because once the trend line broke on this, it took off to the downside. But answer this question for me. Just give me a Y or N for no. Did this market, here's our D point, did this market form a high, a swing high, the 5-candle combination before it hit the stop loss? Yes or no? Did we get that official high before the stop loss was hit? Yes or no? Exactly. So we should never be in a trade, right? Can we agree on that? We should have never been in a trade. You got a minimum entry, a maximum entry. You never, you see how, look at this high right here. You see how that second candle went above it? That high didn't form. You had a high here, and then it continued. It formed another high, and then it dropped. But you did not get a high to form before your stop loss. So if we play by those rules, we never would have been in a trade. Drop me a Y in the chat if you understand that. This is the importance of rules. This is what the IML educators, the IM Mastery Academy educators teach you. Rules, rules-based trading. So when I talk to people and they say, "Oh, I took this trade and it must," did you stick to your rules? Because if you do not stick to your rules, you're going to lose your edge. But you can see once the trade topped out, right? And there's some other things we'll learn down the road. I'll show you the key on. Once it topped out, formed a high and broke a trend line, right?
Hey, Benny.
Yep.
Someone's wrote, should you wait till the second candle stick to form before you enter into the trade?
Yep. Wait for it to close. So you want that second candle to close, okay? And if you want to be your rules come in, and your confluence, right, and your signals is what gives you confidence in the trade, right? So you can win a high percentage of these trades just off that one rule. But if you add a trend line to it and say, I need a high, I need an official high to form before the stop, right? I need an official high, and I need a trend line break. There's your setup. And as we move along and we become more advanced and you spend time in the academy, you're going to get so good that you're going to say, all I need is the scanner to do is to give me the signal and I'll take it from there, right? So on my other platform, like if you use TradingView or MT4, you'll learn to draw this up, right? Draw your trend line. Literally, all you have to do is go on your other platform, draw your trend line, look for the high to form. And when you get that trend line break, take the trade. So I always, no matter if the signal hits the stop or not, I always draw it up on my other platform, because I know the scanner has me in the right area. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. You get me? It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. I could go through so many of these and show you where, okay, it stopped out, because the stop loss is being based on proper risk to reward ratios and proper risk management, right? So sometimes that stop is tight to protect you. But if you keep it drawn up and you keep an eye on it, it'll do just what it did. Look what it did once it dropped, right? So you got to break a retest. This thing then dropped 294 pips, right? What was on the profit plan? What was the goal? 100 pips. Drop me a 100 in the chat if you guys remember that, right? It was 100 pips. See, so look at, for example, look at this. Look at the pound cat. Look at the pound cat. Look at the high that it formed, right? It's clear as day. 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. It hit the maximum entry point. It almost got stopped out, but then it dropped off a cliff. If you draw a trend line break, look, repetition is the mother of all skill. You draw a trend line break, Look, all day long. That's 193 pips. You didn't have to look for these setups. Besides risk management, what stops a lot of traders from becoming consistent is they do not have the ability to find the consistent setups in the market. You have an algorithm that's finding that for you. I've seen a scanner on the market that just gave you the pattern. No entry, no stop, no take profits, and it was almost $3,000. You get it in your base package for a 235 buy-in. Are you kidding me? I want you guys to let that marinate for a little bit. This is in your base package with almost over 1,000 hours of Go Live TV per month. That's recorded, by the way, in case you miss it. So you could be riding your bike, sitting in the car, right? Jump on Go Live TV. You have a scanner. You have education up to a 400 level. I showed you guys the profit plan. And then I showed you guys how you can set this up off of 30 cents and make a killing. Build a belief in yourself. What's your car note? $300? Start shooting to make $300 in the market and watch how fast you build your belief. This is serious. This is life-changing. This is a legacy. I know right now that if my young kids, if I raise them and teach them how to do this, they're good. They're good. If they want to go to college, fine. They could be in the dorm rooms trading.
So you keep the same stop loss on that, Benny, or do you adjust it, or what?
Yeah, I don't want to get into the adjusting right now. As we move through, I'll show people how to do that. But you can literally keep the same stop loss because the key is proper risk management, right? So you right now, while you learning the basics, keep your stop loss and everything the same, but trade small. So what if it's 20 cent, 30 cent? I just showed you how that can compound, right? It's about learning how to catch the pips. The scanner has you set up in the perfect position, right? So don't be afraid to trade at 20 cent, 30 cent, 40 cent. You could make a killing off of 50 cent a pip in this market, right? We just worked through one and did the math. And as we work through, we'll learn how to adjust the stop loss and everything else. But the bottom line with stop losses is to say, okay, what's my risk? You always start off in the Forex market. Take a note with what you can afford to lose. If you're starting out with what you can afford to gain, you're gonna get burnt every time. Because that what you can afford to lose is going to say, okay, my stop loss is 30 pips, 40 pips, right? And I only want to risk 2% of my account. That's where the math is going to come in. That's where the math is going to come in. So keep your stop loss where it is for now, because these are just two simple steps that you already have the edge percentage-wise with the scanner. But these are just two simple additional steps that'll keep you patient. So if that trade decides to run off, right? If the momentum, because there was a lot of, let me find one. There was a lot of, that's that one. See, like here, see that, how that's starting to correct itself now? But there was a strong fundamental in the market, right? Last week with the euro. But did this market ever form a high? Yes or no? Heck no, it didn't. It didn't form a high until it got up here, which is where the trend line broke, right? Which is where your trend line would have broke, right? Something like that. And now the trade is going to the downside, but it never formed a high. That's what keeps me out of a lot of the trades that keep running, because the scanner is an algorithm. It doesn't play off of emotion. It's not going to play off of sentiment. So if there's a strong fundamental in the market that goes on in the market that pushes it the other way, then that's just it. It is what it is. That's where your proper risk management comes in. Come on, guys. If you're risking 2% of your account, you got to lose 50 trades in a row to blow your account. Is that ever going to happen with this scanner? Absolutely not. This is what I just said. If you're risking 2% per trade on your account, you have to lose 50 trades in a row to blow your account. If you're risking 3% per trade, you would have to lose 33 trades in a row to blow your account. So if you got a little bit of money and you bet in a house and you blow your money and you blow your account in one trade, please replay this recording and listen to what I just told you. You should never, ever, ever blow your account. We've all been through it. We've all been through it. So learn from us that have been through it. The scanner is the perfect tool for a new trader to get started because it's going to give you a certain amount of trades per week. It's going to stop you from over trading. You should not be over leveraged in these trades. And you will make money. I cannot tell you, maybe in the beginning when I was new and I was doing the same silly stuff when I was new with it, taking the risk, but I cannot tell you when the last time I've had a losing week with the I Am Mastery Academy Harmonic scanner. You can't make this stuff up. It's sitting right here in front of everybody's face. This is the real deal. This is the best trading software on the planet, bar none. And for a new trader coming in and it's giving you your stop loss, it's giving you your entries, you got the I Am Mastery Academy, you got people coaching you up, showing you, right, how to do this, right? If you're looking for somebody who really does well with the scanner, it is, was it Videsh? Wall Street Wednesdays, right here, Fundamentals Web Scanner on Thursdays. Beast Mode. Check them out. And think about it. This platform is so awesome that if you miss them, it's recorded anyway. Just click on them. You're right there. Favorite sessions. Look, no other platform on the planet that's doing this. Okay? Take a screenshot of this guy, right? Several other educators who use the scanner, but this guy, when he goes over that fundamentals for the scanner, great training. Great training. Okay? Use what you invested in. But listen, here it is for the night to wrap it up. Get your swing high, right? Or your swing low if you're in a buy. Let it hit entry. Look for that high to form. 2 candles to the left, 2 candles to the right. And then next step, add that trend line on there. If you want to learn how to draw trend lines, you're new to trend lines, guess what? 100 series. I Am Mastery Academy. We got your back. Learn how to draw your trend line. And this is literally all you have to do. Set your orders in, right? Learn how to use the stop loss. Move it once the trade gets going, right? A moving stop loss that you adjust when it goes down, right? All in the I Am Mastery Academy. And then, like I said, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Benny, in this case, can you show, somebody put something in the chat about how do you determine the trend line that you're marking up? Can you just show how that line goes right there?
Yeah, it's showing. Yep. Okay, so when you're drawing a trend line, okay, you want to find the low. And this is another thing that's super easy about this, is because this C to D leg is along where you're going to draw that trend line. Okay, so what you do with a trend line, it's like this. It's like a table. Think about it. If you have a table and the table has 2 legs on it, right? And if one of the legs came through the top of the table, it would be a bad table, right? So what you want to do is you want to think of these little wicks, right? You want to think of these little wicks right here, this low, as that table leg. And the reason why I use that analogy is because we never go through the wick, right? The leg of that table never goes through the top of the table. So what you do is you take it here like this, the trend line. Move this out of the way. Take your trend line and you place it on that wick and you extend it like this. Oops. Hold on. And you extend it like this and you bring it all the way up until it touches. See this here? See how we extended it and it moved all past this here and extended like this. Because your trend line helps you determine your direction. It helps you determine your speed of the market, and it can help you determine the entry. And what I mean by speed of the market is that when a trend line gets broken, when it's drawn properly, you're looking at a reversal and you're looking at the momentum starting to shift in the other direction. So you find this low and you draw it just like this. And you want it to come up through the highest point in that trend. So that's why I'm drawing it through here, because here's my highest point up here. Okay, so like this, and then I'll squeeze the chart down. See, like that. So here, and this is where it broke. Here's my highest point, right? So I'm not gonna do this. This was my highest point. Takes a little practice, but I'm gonna draw it through that highest point, because then that's the true representation of when that trend line broke. And you can see when this trend line broke, look, bang, right? So the main lesson in this is we do not draw trend lines through wicks, because the wicks actually, which is this line right here, right? Okay. The wick actually represents where price was at one point. So we're never going to draw a line through our wick, because price could return there. So like if I'm here like this, and I got this here, I'm going to start at this wick and I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to go down, right? Let me reset and zoom out a little bit. Like this. So if I got this wick here, I'm going to take it and I'm going to pull it all the way out. And you see my lowest point right there? That means I'm going to put this trend line straight through here like that. See that? Because that's my lowest point. And now look, I got a trend line break. And trend line breaks are very, very important in the market. Did that help? I hope that helped.
Yeah, I think it did.
Okay. And that takes practice, a little practice to see it. But that's something you could do. Well, I can't take these off on here on this system, but that's something you can just go through your charts and scroll through and work on. So like here, that wick right there. And it just shows you the clear shift in momentum in the breaking direction, right? And then what's cool is that when you draw trend lines really well, you know, as long as it stays below this trend line, it's selling off. When it breaks and you see that it can make a higher high, that's when it's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of this trade. See, but you split when you use a trend line, you're splitting your market into two zones. In this case, anything below the trend line is your sell zone. Anything above it is a buy zone. So trend lines are very, very powerful. This is simple tools, right?
Somebody's asking, when it breaks the trend line, you could take the trade.
Break with a candle close. You want that candle to close. So, like for example, that's a great question. Great question. So, like right here, off of this trend line that I drew up right here. You see that candle close on the backside of that trend line?
Mm-hmm.
See that? That's a candle close. So even though it pulled back, look what it did, right? And nothing is 100%. You're just looking to gain an edge in the market and you're looking to stick to rules. So it's like, it could be, if you don't have rules, it'll drive you crazy, because you'll just be like, it looks like this trade is going down. Even though it didn't close on the backside of the trend line, I'm going to take it. And then it bounces right off this trend line and goes north. And now you're complaining that the market maker's trying to get you in that Forex is a scam, right? When you just didn't stick to your rules, plain and simple. Anytime I've ever got myself in trouble in this market is because I didn't stick to my rules. Fear and greed to get you, man. So it's a great question. What other questions do we have?
Somebody said, could you make sure the money chart is available? I'll make sure I get that to everybody.
Yeah, I get it. Yep, because you could use that fundamentally, and you can adjust it and make your own. You know what I mean? But it's just something
good to keep their broker through Trader's Way or what? You know, does it make a difference with brokers? Someone is asking.
No. That's why we don't recommend brokers. You know, because it don't. The brokers here, what it is just there could be slight price differences on the different brokers, but it don't matter. Sometimes if you ever see like a different trade spotted on a broker that you don't see on the other one, it's just because that slight price difference created a harmonic, gave the go ahead for a harmonic pattern. That's all. Like I just, was on Trader's Way, it don't really too much matter.
Hey, listen, man, I got one other question, man. I know you're a big
Yep.
Buckeyes fan. There's another guy who's a Buckeyes fan on here.
I am.
He said, does he use alerts to know to keep up with the trend line breaks and when to enter?
Yep. On my and I believe TradeView does it too. But when I go, let's say on my platform here, on my smart trader platform, TradingView does the same thing. Like I could just set an alarm. So I go here and set an alarm. And what I'll do is I'll say, okay, because I want it to yell at me and scream at me. So I'll have the alert, and then I wanted to go to my phone, my email, all that good stuff. And then it says 1 hour chart, and I'll put CTL for counter trend line break, like that. Counter trend line break, sell. And then a lot of times I'll put my prices in there, like my TPs, my entries, and my stops. So if I'm out and on the move and I see that happen, first I'll go on my phone and look and see, okay, it broke the trend line, and then however I set my strategy up after that, and then like I'll look to get into it. So yeah, I do set alerts and wait for trend line breaks. I do. Yep. Good question. So you can see, like, even with the questions coming in, it doesn't even require much. Okay, you put an alarm on your trend line, right? You do a few things, but the scanner has you the rest of the way. Scanner has you the rest of the way. It gave you everything.
See, one thing I love about the scanner is, you know, for one, it comes in your IM membership. You don't have to pay anything extra for it. And you know, people are looking at all these different strategies, and I always tell them like this: hey, listen, this thing has paid me for 4 years. All you gotta do is learn how to use it. And I think one thing you said that was very important, and I think that was one of the things I struggled with in the beginning was, hold on, let me put myself on the screen so my main man Clyde can see. You can see this. So, but one of the things I had a problem with was, you know, patience. And I think that's one of the things that you have to really, you know, check yourself with, is a patience, just going into a trade just to be trading instead of waiting for the trade to come to you. You know what I mean? So I think that was something very important you said, because I was talking to one of my good friends who's a good trader in the company, you know, Randy Webb.
Oh,
said,
yeah.
Man, he said, I'm only making 4 trades a week.
Yep.
You know, sometimes not just 2. And I mean,
Yep.
he's catching mad pips with, you know, long moves on them. And that makes it a little more stress-free for you, for one. 2, it's not like you looking at your phone every 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. And it's like, you could catch that same 100 pips that you didn't did 10 trades catching 10 pips. You can catch that same 100 pips pretty much on autopilot, trading off this scanner. And now all you're doing is just managing the trade. You're just managing the trade, moving my stop down in a profit. Like usually when I launch 3 trades, I'll break it up. I'll do my risk management and everything. I'll break it up. So say I'm trading at $3 a pip, I'll 3 trades at $1, right? And when that first trade hit take profit, then I'm moving all my stops to break even. So I got a risk-free trade, Lawrence, a risk-free trade for the other 2 pips that are still active.
right.
Like it's unbelievable. Like if you're working, this is the system. This is when you literally, once you get everything set up, this is when you literally are trading from your phone. Like literally everything is set up and running. And if I already know, for example, on that $3 pip, $3 a trade that I said, okay, I got 3 orders in. I already know that if they hit stop, I already did the math. I'm only gonna lose 2%, for example. So now I'm not even sweating it. I already know I'm losing 2%. If I lose, I'm losing 2%. I'm losing 1%. Traders that make a lot of money doing this thing, they only risk like 1%, 0.5%. It's crazy. But this system gives you the risk to reward setups that will allow you to make a lot of money, and you don't have to risk a ton of money to compound it. To me, it's the best trading system ever created. To me, I mean, like you said, you done made money for 4 years. Like this is all I need in my life. And you know me, I know how to do top down analysis and everything else. I don't need it. I don't need to do it.
You know what's crazy though, man? You see some of these people and they think they're the Wolf of Wall Street, man. And I say, well, send me a screenshot of what you've done. And it's just like you said in the beginning, they got a $1,000 account doing standards, 2 standards. I'm like, what are you doing? And then you wonder, you know, because I tell people, you're not a trader. You will get baptized.
Yeah,
Like, I call that the great baptism. And you're gonna get baptized. I mean, you're not a trader
yeah,
if you ever lost money, you know, but it's always just a lesson.
yep.
But I see people who get super risky with very small accounts. It's like, well, why are you trying to chop a tree down with one swing?
One
Chop
swing.
a tree down one swing at a time, man, instead of trying to just get it all. Like you get, you know, like you're trying to go from $1,000 account to a Bentley tomorrow.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't work that way.
yeah.
Stay
I
focused.
was. It's unbelievable. I was up on it was a CAD yen from the scanner because I sent my buddy of mine that I used to work with. I sent her a screenshot, and it was the CAD yen, and it was it the Euro JPY or something. I think I was in at $2 a pip. I was up like $700, man. At $2 a pip on two orders because the trade just ran, and I just managed the trade at too many lots, man. Too many lots. And people out here, like you said, Wolf of Wall Street, like, for what? For what? For what? Don't do it to yourself, because you're gonna look back when you figure it all out and you're gonna be like, man, I finally learned my lesson and I done blew $11,000, and I could have been like, I could have doubled and tripled that $11,000 by now if I just wait. If you could take $1,200, which you could do off this system I've done it. In 90 days, you could take a $1,200 account and flip it to 10 grand. You in there. You in there. Like, come on now. And
So
that's not even trading a standard.
yeah, when I do my presentations, I usually tell people, you know, your thing is just to beat the bank right now.
That's
And,
it.
you know, just like I tell people all the time, when I first used the swipe trades and I copy and pasted and made, you know, $17 on the swipe trade. Well, past results don't guarantee the future profits. But, you know, Fifth Third Bank, you know, had my money in one particular account for a whole year. And at the end of the year, they sent me a statement that I made $17 on my money. So I just gave you an interest-free loan to
Yes, you
use
did.
my money in the same markets we're showing you right now. It's like you need to learn how the banks work, and it makes sense to become your own bank where you're in total control. And that's why, you know, you're not gonna learn how to do this in 30 days.
No.
But people are broke their entire life and expect that they don't get rich in 30 days with this, that they, you know, endurance. And people always hear me say it. One of my biggest, you know, things with leadership. You can learn a lot of different things, but one thing you can't teach is endurance. You got to have endurance to finish this thing. You got to have endurance to say, you know what, it's 18 months, 2 years down the road, you know, I'm still at it, because you don't know everything. When you think you know everything, you don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? So the endurance of this thing is so powerful, but you're gonna learn a lot about yourself, and you got to reprogram yourself after falling. It's like riding a bike. You fall off that bike a few times, you take those training wheels off, you're gonna scrape the knees up, you're gonna do it all, right? But eventually you're gonna be it's gonna be smooth sailing, but it's gonna be a time where you have to reprogram yourself and let that, you know, get out of the fear of doing it and just following the system. Because if you work a system like this, or, you know, one of the strategies I use, it works, and a lot of people like it as well too, but run with something and run it till the wheels fall off. All this jumping all over the place and being on 109 strategies, and it's like, that's why people are so lost in the sauce. It's because you keep focused on who made what. Somebody made this amount of money, what's your strategy? Somebody made this money, what's your strategy? And right before you about to get the damn thing, right, you off on a whole nother, you know, you about to, right for that light bulb about to go off.
Yep.
Somebody say, well, I've been doing it this way, let me see this. Find one thing and run that joker till the wheels fall off that piece.
Hey, that's what I'm doing with this scanner. That's why I always say this is the original Model T, and I mean that.
I love it.
Yep, good stuff.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm sure a lot of people on the call right now are probably saying, you know, can we do this more often?
Yeah.
You mind for the next month or so, and we just take it from there? See, maybe every Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. We could do it, man. It is my pleasure, my honor. Is something I've always wanted to do and work with you, you know, with the team, because we want everybody to be profitable. We want everybody to be able to enjoy the fruits of what they've invested in. So I'm in there, man. I'm in there. We could do it. We could do it every week, every Tuesday. And we can just continue to build upon this, because once you have this down, like I said, you can print money. You can print money for sure.
You know, the key is the key is, ladies and gentlemen, is to be in a position where you can, to build your business, showing the value of the scanner, right? That's the whole thing. So even if you had a guest say, listen, we're going to run you, have a guest come on and just kind of see what this banker software can do for you, and be able to show people the product that they get. And, Benny always, if you notice, every time he trains, he always edifies the IM platform. He always edifies the system that we have. And that's one of the problems we have too. One of the problems we have is we have people who try to expose your team, especially if you're trying to go chairman in the group. Let me tell you guys something. I'm gonna give it to you straight 100, no chaser. You will not go chairman exposing your team to all these people who are not part of IM.
It's true.
You will not, let me repeat that. You will never go chairman by having your team expose all these other people who are trading, sending you signals, all that stuff. And it is not, hey, they have nothing to do with IM Mastery Academy. All you're doing, ladies and gentlemen, you're giving them ammunition to turn around and shoot you.
Yep. It's 100% fact.
It's like you drilling a hole right in the same boat you're trying to row. Trust me. So that's one thing I love about Benny. All his trainings, he edifies the harmonic scanner. He's been doing that for 3 years. He talks about the scanner. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to build your business, maybe this could be an outlet that we could, try out, and we could just really focus on the power of the scanner, and maybe it can kind of keep you from falling on your knees a little bit, or keep those. Yeah. It's gonna be your journey's gonna be painful. It's gonna be. It
is. It was for me, man.
Those, what I used to call them. One of my friends was a big time trader. He used to call them significant emotional events.
Yeah, they are, and that's putting it nicely.
So, we have a lot of fun. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you can't take this stuff, to the point where you're trying to risk your house. One of the things that people make a mistake with too, Benny, is people are trying to trade to make money to pay their bills and live on.
Yeah.
When you're in a position where you're chasing, it's like going to the casino and you're down $100 or $200, and now you go to the ATM machine and you saying, I'm gonna go get this 200 back that I lost. Man, once you've done that, click, boom.
It's over.
Yeah.
It is over. And just to piggyback off of what you're saying, like, I know you don't know this, we never talk about it, but I was interested. One of the things that drove me to become a John Maxwell speaker, trainer, and coach is that when I was 22 years old, I was introduced to network marketing. So I fell in love with professional development through network marketing. So one of the things that's really helped me as far as my mindset goes with trading is professional development, personal development. So to me, the network marketing and the philosophies that you teach and the leadership things that you teach, it goes hand in hand with trading, because the number one person that you're always going to have to lead is yourself before anyone else. Right. So that like everything, your philosophy as far as leadership and perseverance and things that you guys teach on the network marketing side, there's a direct correlation between that and trading. Somebody telling you, no, I don't want to hear about your opportunity, is just like taking an L and your trade hitting a stop. You have to learn to march right through it. You have to learn how to stick your chest out, pick your head up, and believe in the principles in what you are learning. So to me, there is no better combination than what this company and this organization has put together. So I agree 100% with what you're saying.
Well, hey, guys, drop some sevens in the chat. Let's show my main man Benny some love, you guys. Very important we show this man some love right now, because you know what? He's just doing this out the goodness of his own heart. So
happy to be here.
Man, I so appreciate you, man, because I know you like the Jedi Master with this stuff. I think you got a lot to give people. So I thank you for all the things you do for us in Detroit. Man, let's go get it. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Coach Young.
Absolutely, man. You guys have a fantastic evening. Hey, man, let's go make dreams come true. All right, let's go.
Do it.